Hey everybody, I'm Gene and I'm a graphic designer and I'm an illustrator, and I've been working in the field for about 15 years now. Today we're continuing our papercraft series and I'm going to show you how to make a scorpion out of paper with legs. Not paper with legs, but how to make a scorpion with legs out of paper. Because if the paper has legs, you're probably not going to be able to catch it. It'll be like running after a chicken as it's trying to get away from you. And they're really fast and they make these tight corner curves as they're running straight and you think you're going to grab him at the last second. He goes like that, and that's probably what a paper would do if it had legs, because it doesn't want to be cut up and turned into a scorpion. But that's what we're going to do today. We're going to cut up a paper and turn it into a scorpion, and that scorpion is going to have legs made out of paper. Let's get started. So this is going to be an exercise in paper folding. So the first thing we're going to do is fold this paper exactly in half. Now don't worry if you're not really good at origami, because we're going to do some cutting here too. And then we're going to fold this each half and half, so we're going to get quarters out of this. There we go, there's one. And here's another one. There we go. And now what you want to do is, you can see that you have three rectangles here. And what I want to do is try and fold this so that you're making a square. So you're going to want to fold it and just use your judgment, or you can actually use a ruler and measure the 8.5 inches or 9 inches, depending on the construction paper you have. So you're going to fold it right about there so that you make a square. And we're going to fold this paper into thirds. So that's what I'm going to do right now. Let's see here, it's going to be right around that neighborhood, I'm guessing. I'm just doing this off the cuff. Bam! And I'm thinking that's probably about exactly a third. Bam! Look at that. That's pretty good right there. Okay, so now you have essentially 12 squares on this piece of paper. And for this purpose, we're going to use this square, and I'm going to mark these up so you can see. I wouldn't mark them up on your piece of paper, but this square is essentially going to be our scorpion body right here, okay? The scorpion legs are going to be here, and this is going to be the scorpion tail, okay? Also, we're going to use this as the scorpion claw. So we're going to actually come out a little bit here and use that as a scorpion claw. So I'd say probably about a 60-degree angle. We're going to cut across. If I were you, I'd use a triangle. And by a triangle, I mean the actual, like the equipment, a triangle, not, you know, kind of drawing a triangle. Again, I'm doing this kind of quickly because I just want to show you the main idea. Now we're going to start making some cuts. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a little bit into the body square and then cut straight out. Cut a little bit into the body square again, cut straight out. And then I'm going to cut this front piece off. There we go. Then I'm going to cut my 60-degree triangle here. And on the other side. And then I'm going to come back here to the tail. Now, as you can see, our fold goes right about here, but I did cut a little bit of a triangle in, so I want to give myself a little bit of extra room for the body. So I'm actually going to push the body back, I'd say about an inch. So we'll end the body right about there. And what you want to do is just cut straight down from where the body is. Straight down, and then another line straight up. There we go. And now for the tail, what I want to do is I'm going to cut about halfway into this last square. About halfway in, right about here. I'm just going to cut this right off. So that last square I've just cut in half, as you can see. I'm going to do the same on the other side. And then I'm going to cut about a quarter of the way in on the tail and a quarter of the way in here. Okay, so now we're into the folding. The first thing is, let's make some claws. So I'm going to fold down, a little triangle in there, kind of just like that. And do the same on the other side. Anything you do on one side, you do on the other side. Okay, there we go. And I'm going to fold this in a little bit, just like that. Same on the other side. And you can fold these down if you want. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a slit right down the center to the end point. And I'm going to fold that in. And now we have the beginning of some claws here, you can see. There we go. And what you're going to want to do is actually tuck this part under, and you're going to tape this to this so you have some claws. Now, I'm not going to tape that right now, but that's basically what you're going to do. Just fold this, and we're going to fold this part under again, tape that to that so we have some claws. Then what you want to do is you want to cut this into thirds. So coming out from the body, you go 1 and 2. Same thing on the other side. 1 and 2. And now we're going to cut off a little bit of the excess here so it's just a straight line. There we go, because as you remember, we cut it at an angle to begin with. So we're just going to try and cut mostly a straight line here. And the tail, now we cut in that first box and about halfway in again, so that we have this sort of look here. There we go. And the reason we do that is because we want the end of the tail to be able to be folded in. We cut this third, or we fold this third in here, we fold this third in here, and we have a little bit bigger tail here, so we can tape that together in a second. But the first thing you want to do is give yourself a couple more cuts. So we're going to cut along the length of that tail, the end tail part here, the end tail part here, and give yourself 2 more cuts, I would say. So about halfway down, and then about a quarter of the way down. Because then what you do is you tape this together, and you want to start folding the tail so that it comes over the top. And the way you do that is you tape these, and then you tape the next one to that one, and the next one to that one, until finally you have your end tail, and you can fold this one in and over. There we go. I'll just grab a little piece of duct tape real quick. Bam. Fold that in and over so that you have your scorpion tail. And you're going to do the same sort of thing on the outside, where you're going to fold each of these legs by a third. And then the scorpion legs come up like this. So fold these in a third, and then fold them down. There we go. You want to make them like upside down triangles, so the point of the triangle is facing up into the sky. There you go. Do the same thing on the other side. Tape this together, and you got yourself a little scorpion. All right, so that's all there is to it. And by that's all there is to it, I mean, I know it was a little more complex, probably for some older kids, you know, maybe 8 to 10, that they can really get in there and they have some good dexterity with their hands. But anyway, maybe even a little older than that, maybe 12, not so old that they're like beyond too cool for paper crafts and they don't want to hug or anything like that. But anyway, a little bit more complex, something a little more challenging. And if you help your kids out, it's going to be a lot of fun making a scorpion out of paper, and the scorpion's got some legs and a big giant tail. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.